turned to 82. Funny, ratchet, and cute. She a winner, that's true. She don't even take L's, eating alphabet soup. Mayday, mayhem. 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 She a cool black nerd, always been smart. Ever since she turned 8, wanted her name in the charts. Monty Python was a shit. Richard Pryor made a start. Red Fox and Eddie Murphy, inspiration to her art. Who you know got banned from the dollar store for throwing canned goods at a baby father though. She a good mother though. She ain't worried about laughs cause she gon' get a lot of those. Showtime at the Apollo dope. And she paint the perfect picture telling stories up in all the jokes. You don't really want the drama, bro. Cause Mabel cool, Mayday nice, Mayday want all the smoke. Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem, Mayday, mayhem.
And welcome to another episode of Mayday Mayhaim podcast. And of course, today we have our co-star. Oh, I do it wrong all the time. Just Bob Bowman. We got him. I got it right. Got it right.
Yes, this is Bowman. Thank you for joining us this evening with the star of the show, Mayday Mayhaim. Well, how are you doing this evening, ma'am?
I am well. How are you? It's been a while since we've done this. We've both been busy. I know I've been busy. As you know, I'm a May mom now, so that's taking up a lot of time. But now that I'm back and happy that we're back in the flow of things and getting back to our conversations and our conspiracies and what we think about things, but it's been pretty good.
Okay, as you see, I got a new background here, right?
And I have a background too.
Right. And like I had to take a hiatus for one. I became a homeowner. So this is my house that I'm in right now. It's my house. It's under my name. I'm paying all the bills.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
congratulations.
I've been adjusting to this new life. I did have 3 cars, but unfortunately I was in a car accident. It was an uninsured, undocumented person that hit me and totaled my car. And I was in the hospital last month for it.
Right.
And I'm just now starting to feel back normal. Like I forced myself to get back in the gym 2 weeks after the car accident, but I struggled real bad. And then I had to take more time off because my body wasn't ready for it.
Right.
So now I'm hoping that the next time I go back in the gym, I'm able to, I have to start back light. And I have to not beat up on myself for not being able to do what I was doing before the accident, because I had got to the point to where I was bench pressing 245.
Oh, okay.
And so I was working on building myself up, getting strong, getting better, and I was getting to that point where mentally I was like, man, I'm finna be swole. I'm finna, like I had this.
Oh, gonna be county swole on the top. How you doing, y'all?
I was getting, that mindset, but then when the accident happened, it kind of forced me to slow down. I'm looking at life a little bit differently because I am older. Like even though I don't look 42, I am 42. So I'm looking at how, like when I was younger, it didn't take me a long time to recover from things of that nature. But now that I'm getting older, when my body go through something traumatic like that, it's going to take a while to recover. And I have to be kind to myself and not, because we all want to live up to the expectations of what society wants us to be or what they think that where we should be at in life. And life sometimes we get setbacks. But
Yes, absolutely.
and when we have those setbacks, even though the rest of the world is going to judge us, we have to be kind to ourselves, because if we doing the work, the improvement is going to be there, even if you don't see it right away.
It's
And
called self-love. You know, you have to show yourself self-love. You have to.
yeah, self love is definitely important, and that was one thing that I've been learning. Um, I'm going on a vacation next month, so I'm going
You
to be
always
overseas.
going somewhere. You always going somewhere. Oh my God.
Yeah, I did go to Texas in July to see my sister, and my nephew, her husband, and one of my nieces was staying down there. Like, I had a good time then, but I really want to go overseas for this next trip, and spend I'm going to spend a little bit over a week, actually about a week and a half overseas. So I'm really
That's gonna
looking
be
forward to
fun.
that. But how's everything with you?
It's everything's fine. I'm just happy that you're okay from the accident and you're okay. You're whole. You're in one piece. We're just happy for that. But I've been sitting back, petting on a little baby for a little bit. And while I was sitting back, I was watching, what's going on in America, the debate, the big debate, and who will be president of the United States. But first, before we talk about president of the United States, um, I had got this bag right because y'all know I got an obsession with like bags and shoes, and he got an obsession with shoes. You know what I'm saying? But I did get this bag from Walmart. Yes. And I have so many. Yeah, I got to get closer with it. I have so many things I could pair with it. It's like blending in with my background, which sucks. But it was only like 18 bucks. And it has a little strap with it. It's got the little thingly thing with it. You know what I'm saying? The little thingly thing that hang on the side of the strap. It's got one of those. So and I really, really liked it. It was only like 18 bucks.
What's the name of it?
It's a Madden New York, one size fits all. So go get it from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I'll post better pictures of it on my board. And it's really a really nice purse. In the economy that we're in, I was able to get that really nice purse.
Well, that's nice. You did you get any other purses, or was that the only one you got
Yeah,
recently?
no, I actually got three of them at one time, and I'm ashamed to say it was three of them. When I walked through the door, the kids looked at me and said, "No." I said, "Look, wait, I got reasons behind this. The brown one goes with some thigh high boots I got. Come on now, we're gonna coordinate here. Am I freezing? Oh, okay, okay, I'm good. We're going to coordinate here. I also got a red one, which is really pretty and sparkly, which also goes with a pair of red thigh high boots I have. And I got a black one that goes around the waist, or you can wear it around like a strap in the front, which I do both. It depends, but I usually wear it as a strap in the front because I'm lazy sometimes. I want to rest my arm on it because it be hurting sometimes. So I'll be like, you know what? Let me rest it here for a minute. But what did you buy?
Okay.
Why are we
well,
talking about me and what I bought? What did you buy?
well, these shoes right here, I didn't buy them. Like, one of my friends
Okay.
who gave these to me. These are some Nike Air Up Tempos, also known as Scottie Pippins.
Okay.
Like, he had these around there size 12. He only wore them like twice, so all I had to do was clean them off and get them real nice. And they sit in the box. I haven't worn them yet, but once I wear like a tan or a beige shirt, and I coordinate with them because they tan colored. They not white. So once I do that, I'm gonna wear those shoes. But these shoes right here are some that I actually bought, and these are Jordan
Ooh.
12s. and these are called the indigo 12s because the color of the shoe is indigo, and indigo is what they use to make that's the color that they use for blue jeans and stuff like that. And it's something that the Native Americans used back in the day. The color indigo, it's like a
Mhm.
dark blue. It's kind of like a navy blue.
Navy blue.
Yeah, so these go good with jeans and things of that nature. So if I was to rock these, I'll rock like a jean outfit with a white t-shirt and a white hat, to go with it.
Right.
But I got
So
those.
coordinate, got to
Yeah,
coordinate. And
I,
that's
I
another
love.
reason, like, I understand you going to the gym, because I've been going to the gym too, because before my accident, I was able to bench press about 250.
Oh,
That will never happen again. That will never happen again. You're lucky if you get 10 pounds off me. That's too much. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no more. I don't want no more. I'm good. But
well, you talk about
I
on the
do,
actual bench press. You was bench
yeah. I was
250.
bench pressing 250, easy, no problem. No
Like how many
problem.
reps?
10, real quick.
Damn.
I was into really having that muscle mass, and after the accident, it was like, no, 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 you won't do that no more. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't want to do that no more, no way. You right. I ain't want to do it no more, no way. I was tired anyway. But I do understand you getting older and wanting to take care of your body more. So myself too, I go to the gym. I try to go at least once a week. Sometimes I might squeeze in twice a week, depending on who got to go where and what's cracking lacking. But usually, yeah, when you get to that certain age where you just want to, be right with your body. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But back to the other topic at hand, we're in a situation where your girl might not be able to afford to go to the gym no more. Like, it's getting hard out here for a pimp, especially with the economy. And now that we have Biden versus Harris, it's interesting. It's even interesting how we got here.
Well,
I
you
mean,
talk
not
about
Biden versus Harris. I mean,
Trump
Trump
versus,
versus Harris. Wrong
and
person.
then speaking of that, like because at first it was Biden versus Trump at first,
Exactly.
and I
Exactly.
remember watching the debate with those two,
Hmm.
and like the debates ever since Trump started doing debates, even back when he was doing them against Hillary Clinton.
Hmm.
Ever since Trump started doing debates, like the debates have been hilarious. And it's like I don't think that Trump is trying to be funny on purpose, but man, some of his sound bites be, it have like a playback, it has
Well,
playback quality.
because we have to realize also that Trump is an entertainer. Let's not forget you're fired. He's an entertainer, just like Ronald Reagan was an actor and became president. So he's known for saying things that are outrageous and like, did you just say what? Something that you have to go down and lay and sleep on and think about. Did this mama just say? I, I can't believe he said that. He's always had that shock jock factor. Let,
Right,
let's
but I
let's be clear.
it was like when Joe Biden was talking about the asylum officers on the border, and it was hard to really understand what he was saying because he has sometimes like have difficulty with his speech or whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
he ended up saying asylum officers at the end of whatever he was saying, and it was hard to really understand what he was talking about. And Trump said what was on the minds of millions of people at that time. He was like, I don't know what he just said at the end of that sentence, and I don't even think he knows.
No,
And it was like Biden, once he said that, it was like Biden had this look on his face, like his eyes was open, his mouth just was dropped, like his jaw dropped, like
I don't know what to say behind. I need to go to sleep. And And what bothers me is we have not seen Joe Biden that much. We ain't seen him that much. Ain't he still president?
Yeah, he's still president. And
But we
one thing
haven't seen much of him.
one like I saw a recent picture with him, and it was a very interesting picture that they took of him. It was during the 9/11 memorial service that he attended, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody in the audience was wearing a Trump 2024 hat. And so Biden took that guy's hat, and he already had a hat on, but he put the Trump 2024 hat on top of his hat for a couple of seconds before giving it back to the guy.
Like, see, Biden, you're not known for doing things like that. You're known for walking in the wrong path, not listening to Secret Service telling you where to go, falling off plane. We're gonna let the bike go because that bike had the little guard on it. We're gonna let that go because that could have happened to me. It could have happened to me.
Right.
But my thing is, how did we get here with it from it being Biden and Trump to it being Harris and Trump? Now, I'm going to say this. I am all for a woman president. Duh. I'm a lady. However, I'm more for someone that has been picked to be president nominee. She wasn't picked. She wasn't chosen. She was put in place. She wasn't put in front of two or three more other people and says, which one will you vote for? It was like no soon Biden said, I'm out, or oh well, you'll take my place. You didn't give the American people a right to vote if they wanted Harris to take that place. That's the problem I'm having. Now, if she would have ran against someone and won that vote, then by all rights, you have every right to run and say that yes, you are a nominee, but you are not a nominee because you were never nominated. And it's supposed to be a democracy where we all get together when we pick who do we want. Do we want A, B, C, or D? That wasn't done in this situation. That's the problem that I'm having. Like it wasn't done here.
Well, one thing that I want to state is that she was picked, but not by the people.
Exactly.
She was picked by the powers that be.
Exactly.
And honestly, I don't think that the people that put Biden in the office was 100% honest about his health condition before he became president, and they
Okay.
knew that his health was going to eventually decline and that he would need to be replaced, and that's why they put her in that spot. But if you remember when she first initially ran for president back in 2020 in the Democratic primaries, she had less than 4% of the vote. Like she dropped out of the presidential race. And then
Yes.
Joe Biden picked her because, and I'm just going to keep it frank because she's a woman and then she's a quote unquote woman of color. And so it was to kind of get that backing from people of color, quote unquote, in order to support him because he also had some controversial things that he said in the past.
Yes. Yes, he
Um,
did. Like if you're not black, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like saying
no,
comments
I'm
like,
talking about I'm talking about even before then when he was a part of Congress.
oh
He
yeah,
was
oh yeah.
against busing black children to like white neighborhood schools because he's like they're going to bring down the education system in those parts of the country. So he was against that. He also wrote the crime bill that put so many black men in jail in the 90s.
It
And
put a lot of black and brown men in
yeah,
jail in the 90s for the crime bill, the same exact crime bill that allegedly his son committed.
right, right.
This
And
and
and it's like when we talk about that, I also think about uh, Kamala Harris when she was the Attorney General in California, and how
mhm.
many black and brown people were arrested and given maximum prison sentences for marijuana when
Yes.
she admitted to smoking marijuana in the
Yes.
90s when it was very illegal.
Illegal. Exactly.
And she told
You admitted to doing a crime that you push for a crime bill that you push. You admitted to doing that exact crime that you put so many people in jail for. Black and brown now, but
right,
you claim to be a woman of color, but you put so many black and brown people in jail for a small amount of marijuana that you also allegedly, that you said out your own mouth, you did partake in.
right. And
It's
then
contradictory.
we know that she used to date Montel Williams, and he was a very big advocate of legalization of marijuana. So
Yeah.
if we put two and two together, and this is just my this is my hypothesis. I'm not saying that this is factual what I'm going to say, but I will say
Okay.
I think that she used to smoke weed with Montel Williams.
Well, she probably did. Like, she probably did. I wouldn't put it past her if she's saying that publicly she did partake in it during the same time when you lock so many people up for it. Like, you can't do what I can do because I have this power of this pen. And she's even quoted saying that that power of that pen did so much that she can literally just lock someone up and it's over with, the power of her pen.
Right,
So again, where are we? How? Like, what are we gonna do?
right. And then one thing that really turned me off about her during that time period of her being
Mm-hmm.
attorney general, that there
Mm-hmm.
was an innocent man
Yes.
that was on death row that was about to
Yes.
be put out. He
Yep.
was innocent.
Yep.
She tried to suppress the evidence that would free him. It took a
Yes.
lot of people fighting on his behalf for that evidence to be put out in public in order for his conviction to be overturned. But she initially fought against that. I'm like,
Yes.
what type of evil woman do you have to be to want to see an innocent man get put to death for something that he didn't do?
That he
It
didn't even
means
do.
that it means that she doesn't really care about the people. She doesn't
No.
really care about justice. She cares about the image of justice being served, not actual justice being served. And for somebody to have done that in the past and to be put in a position to where they could be possibly the leader of this country is dangerous to me. Like,
Very.
don't get me wrong. I think that Trump sucks as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like a lot of the policies that he put in place when he was president. And
Yeah.
we went over this earlier, like when he changed the standard deduction for tax relief from $6,000 to $12,000, it hurt a lot of people that were partaking in the gig economy, such as Uber and Lyft during that
But
time. Yeah. I'm going to get to the butt part because
okay.
I was a part of that gig economy during that time. Like I was doing Uber full time because I was in between jobs, and I was trying to start a business, but I didn't succeed in that. But I was doing the best that I could doing Uber, and I knew
Mm-hmm.
that if I saved enough of the receipts and the maintenance that I had to do on the car throughout the year, I was counting on it to be 6,000, so I get that tax relief. So not only would I not have to pay thousands of dollars in taxes, but I get a little bit of return money. But when
Mm-hmm.
he upped that standard deduction from 6,000 to 12,000, it helped a lot of bigger businesses, is what he was trying to do because he's trying to keep the economy afloat. And I understood that, but it also
Mm-hmm.
hurt the small people like myself
Yeah.
because I ended up owing like $3,000 in back taxes.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And I paid it off, but it still hurt me in the long run. Now, what was the
However,
positive that he did? Like, yes, the economy was doing very well under him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Somebody had a comment?
yes,
What was the comment?
the woman with the power of the pen is a dangerous thing. I like that. Hilarious. funny as hell.
Okay. Uh,
I'm sorry.
no, that's all right.
But
Uh,
the upside, let's not forget what Trump did do. Now, again, I have said this numerous times. I'm not neither Republican nor am I Democrat. However, because I believe they're both evil. They're both evil. It's like the lesser of the two evils. Which one will I choose? But what am I frozen? Am
you
I frozen?
frozen.
Am I good?
You good?
Yeah, no.
Well,
Okay.
you going in and out a little bit.
I see. Okay. But it's more of lost my train of thought. Help me out, Bob. Help me out. You know my fibromyalgia kicking in.
Yeah. No, you were saying that.
What
Like,
Trump did do. I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I, yes, Trump has said and did some terrible things. He said some wild shit. Yes, he has. However, do y'all remember all them damn checks y'all got? That was 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 2,000. That was tax free. That you did not have to pay back. That was given to lower income people. Now, let's not forget about the money that he did do, that he did give. The economy was better. A loaf of bread was only about maybe $1.15. Now a loaf of bread is damn near $3. I paid $11 for 30 eggs. Eggs used to be 99 cents to 79 cents to 99 cents a dozen about 4 to 5 years ago. The economy was better. The price of food was lower. Now the
Gas.
gas was lower. We have to now you've been with Harris and Biden for this time, and you've also seen what Trump can bring. Harris has said she's not going to change anything. Let's not forget, she just popped up when she was nominated. No one had seen her before then.
Right.
So, what tell me what will be different once you get in here because you said you're not going to change anything and you haven't changed anything in 3.5 years you've been here. So what is going to change now?
Oh, but I want to mention one other thing. On
Mm-hmm.
top of the inflation, taxes have drastically increased. And one of the
Yes.
reasons why it increased is because of them allowing a lot of these undocumented migrants to occupy a lot of these major cities,
And
and
yes,
they getting a lot of free stuff that the people in that's already in America has been needing, but they haven't had access to the stuff that these undocumented migrants are getting, and they're still expected to pay these high taxes to support these people.
yes.
So
We
you
our
have
taxes
that,
are incredibly high. Yeah. And
right?
crime.
And then
Let's not forget crime has skyrocketed. And I can say we were affected by crime. Again, it has skyrocketed, especially
right,
in Chicago.
because you said that a family member of yours got stabbed in the hand by,
Yeah, my daughter,
yeah,
my oldest daughter, she was stabbed in the hand in Montrose Beach. Like, that's supposed to be the upper echelon beach where don't nothing happen at in Chicago.
right. And then, like I said,
So
the car
why are
accident
they?
I was in, was done by one of those people as well.
And there's
So,
no way to put him in jail. There's no way to catch him because he's undocumented. Like, he's not going to serve jail time. He's you're not going to be able to find him, but you can find my ass like a needle in a haystack. But
right,
again, it's this is what has been done within the past 3.5 years. Now, let's look back to what happened before then. Were we having these problems? No.
no,
Like I said, economy was not as high as it was. Economy was good. The taxes was lower. Yes, he had to raise taxes on this thing, but he also gave something to the smaller people and the smaller businesses. He didn't just say, I'm just going to do for them. He did for the mom and pops too. He said, let me take care of them first, and then I'm going to take care of y'all. Because
Right.
I have the slips from Donald J. Trump saying, thank you for paying your taxes or whatever the hell that letter said. And here's your money for you and your children's.
And
And
I
it's
think
tax
that
free.
it's insulting that we are already marginalized in this country and we already are taxpayers and we're
Mm-hmm.
expected to take care of people that didn't have to go through the struggles that we had to go through in this country, where they
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of free they come in here and getting a lot of free stuff and we can't get any assistance.
Well,
And
well, look at California. California wants to give free health care to all the illegal immigrants that have migrated here. But what about the rest of the American public that do not have free health care? We have to pay for our health care. We
right.
have to pay for our health care. If I go to the doctor right now, I'm going to have to pay for it. I have to pay for it, or you're going to be sending me letters in the mail. You owe this with interest now. Don't forget with interest. You're going to put some interest on that check. So
All right.
again,
One thing that I want to add on to that is that you have a lot of senior citizens out here that that are
yes,
that are
absolutely.
on fixed incomes.
Yes.
They get Medicare that they have to pay for out of pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and then if they want to have additional coverage through Medicaid, sometimes they are given what's called a spin down,
Yes.
and that spin down could be hundreds of dollars. I've heard of some of them being as high as $700, $800, $900 a month of this spin down that they have to, do in order
Yep.
to qualify for Medicaid. And I'm like,
Yep.
these people are on fixed incomes, like they getting like some of them I see getting 15, 16, 1700 dollars a month. They're on a
That's it.
fixed income and
Yep.
they're still expected to pay this outrageous spend down, and they still got other bills they got to pay, like rent,
Rent,
like utilities,
food.
yeah, food, utilities, everything. But and they paid money into the system. They paid their tax throughout the years. They
Yes.
worked. They
Yes.
struggled. They strived just to get to this point in their life to where they saying, "Oh, you still got to pay up just to get some medical assistance," and
And it's terrible.
it's jacked up. It's totally not fair, and it's like you got these migrants coming in here that haven't put a dime into this system, and they're gonna get free medical coverage.
Yeah.
Like it's a slap to the face to the American people.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would we want to support a party or support, a political candidate that allowed these policies to be taking place that we can see firsthand that's hurting the actual citizens here. Not only the regular citizens, but the elderly citizens are getting hurt by this the most.
Because they can't afford, they have to see whether they have to pay for food or medicine. I need the medicine to live, but I also need food to live, and I also have to have a place to stay. And let's not forget the places that they have for seniors are not well kept and up to nice dated places. They're not.
Right. But I see that red black expat, he said expat and don't go back is the model for us in the know. And what he's talking about, and this is a very, very good point that he's making. And what he's talking about is you have a lot of people, they understand how this system is going. So in
Mm-hmm.
their working years, like somebody in our
Mm-hmm.
age group, they see what's
Yeah.
happening. They say,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is what's going to happen to me. I'm going to stack up as much money as I possibly can. So when I get in retirement age, I'm just going to move to a different country where the medical is going to be cheaper, food is going to be cheaper, and it's going to be a better quality. We're going to have better housing, which is going to be cheaper and it's going to be better quality. And then our American dollars stretch way further in these countries than what it is here. And then we can live a decent, respectable senior life.
But see, why can't we live that respectable senior life here? Like, why do I have to build up and save to go to another country in order to live that life? I should be able to live that life here. I should be able to live that life here. And that's the problem.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but
I feel what
unfortunately,
you're saying. I get what you're saying also, but it's insanity. Like
right.
I'm so for real. It's like I'm damn near about to go buy me some chickens and make my own eggs because I I don't think America can go through another 4 years of this economy. We cannot. And a lot of things that people don't like about Trump is Trump treated America as a business. As a business, he's a businessman, so he treated it as a business.
Well, America is ran like a business if we
It
really
is.
look at it.
It's a corporation. You don't have one owner over all 50 states. You have one owner that's delegated other people to take care of these other states. And
Right.
then they have the governors have people delegated to taking take it over like the little mayors, and then you have the aldermen. It's a delegated system. Red Black expat. It's not about believing in American dream. It's just that I should be able. I have paid my dues here. I have worked my ass off here. I have made it to where I should be able to live comfortably in my own little corner without being bothered. And I shouldn't have to go to another, me personally, I shouldn't have to go to another country in order to get that peacefulness. That I have to leave my whole family, everything behind to go to another country to get peacefulness when I didn't put in so much work here, so much time here. No, you're gonna let me get my little corner over here and be safe and just leave me be.
Well,
And be able to afford my food, my medicine, and my expenses when I'm 95 to 100 years old because I have put in that work. A lot
I
of
was gonna
people
say this.
get up and leave.
I was gonna say this that somebody told me that this country is based off of capitalism, and it was
Mhm.
extreme capitalism during the founding years of this country, which
Mhm.
includes slavery. Now,
Absolutely.
a lot of those ideologies they may not be in the forefront of people's minds now, but it's still embedded in the system that we are a part of. So there are people that they look at and they say that these people should work until they die because these are our slaves. That's how they look
Yes.
at the average American worker as. They don't care how
Yes.
much money it is that you get. They don't care
Yeah.
how many hours you work. They don't
I
care
agree.
how stressful you are. They want you to do the task that they want you to do until they either can't use you anymore and they can just toss you to the wayside, or you work until you die. And I've seen people with my own eyes that
Yeah, me
worked
too.
until they died, like they
Yeah,
didn't
me
have
too.
a day off. And it's unfortunate and it's sad, but that's how this system is set up. It's set
Yeah,
up that way.
you're
So
and you're absolutely right.
So if somebody makes it to retirement age, of course they'll be like, "Yeah, I don't have to work anymore." But then it's like the government say, "Okay, you don't have to work anymore, but we're gonna make everything so high that you will want to
Have
work."
to- You have to work in order just to afford the bare minimums. You
Right.
have to work just to afford the bare minimum. And yeah, I agree. That's how things should be. But how they are is the truth. And no, it is not how it should be. It's not because again, we are being sold that American dream, but we're not expected to really get that American dream.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying that's how
I
things
get it.
should be.
I
Where,
get it.
but he's saying how they are Is
It's
like
what it is. It is what it
yeah,
is. Like what it is now. I totally get them. I
and it's
totally
like
get 'em.
this, and it's like now we are it's starting to sink into our heads that what we have been told all these years was BS. Like
Yeah,
now when Trump say, "Hey, this Affordable Care Act or Obamacare is bad," we now can see that he's right. It is
it's
bad.
bad. It is bad because if you're old enough to know, before Obama Affordable Care Act, everyone across the nation had free health care. The women were able to go to see their women doctors. The men were able to go to see men doctors. It was free health care across the board. Even for the seniors, they didn't have to worry about spending health care. And they spend down back then was only like $40. It was so cheap because
Yeah,
I can remember when my grandmother used to have to go on those spin downs. But now, again, we're at a place where it's nothing like that. After Obama came in, and pretty much I say it's like you made me pay for health care. And if I didn't pay for it, you're going to take my shit from my taxes. So it's either you're going to pay for it or I'm going to take it. It's almost like strong arm robbery. You're going to take it anyway, even for
right,
people that did not want health care, because you had a lot of clinics that went, some people don't just get sick. They just don't get sick. They don't. And if they do get sick, they will go to like the Cook County or free clinic, and it will go based on how much you made. All you had to do is bring in the check stub, and they'll see the doctor for 15, 20, $30, and they was gone out on their way out, gone.
right.
That's gone now. So now a person that doesn't even see the doctor is having to pay $750 a year, or I'm going to take it with a penalty because you didn't pay it. How is that helping America? You're literally taking more money out of their pockets for something that it should be free. Just like I believe feminine items should be free for women. Like seriously, I remember where you could go into a health clinic and they would give the girls pads or tampons, and they would get the boys condoms. Like I don't understand. All that stopped. And again, me being a female, and I have a house full of females, female products are very expensive. And those are necessities. Those aren't things that we can do without. No, we kind of need those things. You know what I'm saying?
But one thing that you pointing that out, it made me think about like they want to push this free unaliving unborn children in
Yes.
America, but then they don't want to help with preventative maintenance to
Measure.
that, or
Exactly.
or contraceptives, or giving feminine hygiene products and things of that nature. They don't want to do that, but then they want to push out this, oh, you should have the right to unalive children and the taxpayers should pay for it. It should be
Mhm.
federally controlled to where all the states have to fund money in order for people to have these free unaliving unborn children clinics in their states, even if they don't want it. One thing Trump did, and that I did like, is that he took it out of the federal government and he put it towards the states, where
Right.
the
It's up to the
people,
states.
where the people of those states had the power to say whether or not they wanted that or not in their states.
That's what a
So,
democracy is.
yeah,
It's the power of the
yeah,
people saying what they don't want. And it goes by
right,
state by state.
right. But you have certain people that's like, no, that's not how it should be. It should government where it's spread out towards every state, and every state has to be mandated to do that. And it's like, you got to think of women as their body and their choice. But then if we think about that, we have to think about having their jobs threatened behind that. You dig? If you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I lost some gigs, a very what I thought for me was a big gig for that, like that, not doing it. And it you're going to tell me that I can do whatever I want to do with my body. I can do whatever I want to do with my body. But you're going to force me for that. You're going to force that in me and tell me that I will lose privileges as an American, as a human being. I will not be able to work a job and provide without that. Are you for real? For real? But you're telling me I can do whatever I want to do with my body when it comes to abortion. It doesn't make sense. You look, abortion has always been state by state since it was unfederally regulated, to where if this is what these people in this state want to do, they can do it. That's fine if that's what you want to do. However, to only run just on abortion, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. What about the economy?
Yeah, and I like to, and I think that the economy is more important than that. And the reason why it's more important is because if you don't have a strong economy, people are not going to be even thinking about reproducing or reproduction and all that. Like the only thing they're going to think about is where their next meal going to come from.
Do you know how many men and women I know that do not have children? And you ask them why they don't have children, and they say, because I want to keep my money in my pocket. I don't want to spend all my shit because it's too expensive. It's too expensive to even live alone. It's expensive to live alone versus now you're bringing another child into this situation, or another human being that you have to take care of. And let's not forget, milk is like $58. If you don't have WIC, milk is $58. I know for a fact. Milk is expensive. Baby milk formula is expensive. Very expensive. Which it shouldn't be, because this is a nutritional fact that a baby needs. And if the economy is low and I do have a baby, how am I gonna get it some milk if the damn milk is too damn high? Right. And if I'm breastfeeding, let's say I'm breastfeeding, that means I have to eat as much as I was eating when I was pregnant. So how can I afford the groceries to eat that much if the economy is down? How? Again, whatever you want to do with your body is your body. I don't care. But what I do care about is the economy, and if other mothers and fathers and older people can feed themselves, can feed their children. That is what we need to be worried about right now. Can you really say that groceries are extremely higher now than they were 5 years ago? I can say that.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that. I go into a store with $150. That's only enough groceries for maybe a week. A week. And that's a family of like, how many of us? Like 5 or 6 of us. That's only enough for a week. Now, that's for people that are paying money. And I agree. Red Black. It is a form of birth control. And I don't think it should be a form of birth control, because we have so many things to prevent pregnancy. Right. So many. We have way more things to prevent pregnancy now than we had 25 years ago. Way more.
Yeah, and the system does still need bodies.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why we're having this undocumented migrant crisis.
They need bodies.
We still need bodies. And they need bodies.
Children missing.
Right.
Many people missing.
Like this is way deeper than what a lot of people understand that what's going on.
Just like Hurricane Katrina, all them babies was never found. A lot of kids and people was never found.
And then we also got to think about the boomer generation. The boomer generation was one of the largest, largest birth rate went haywire during the baby boomer generation. So
Yes,
that
it
means
did.
that means that we have a lot of seniors
Mm-hmm.
right now
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of them have just hit that age of being senior citizens that came out under the boomer generation. So that means
Yeah.
that right now we have a whole bunch of people that need assistance, that need social security, that need, senior health living plans and things of that nature. So that's also taking a strain on the economy, the amount of
Yes.
senior citizens we have now. Because if it
Yeah.
was because the boomers, they probably was like Generation X and Millennium as far as the size. They were like double the size of like the normal body
Well,
count of generations.
well, that's because everybody had just came back from war. World War II was over. Everybody had just came back from war, and babies was being born. My mother being a baby boomer, so you had that crunch of time where everybody was popping out baby after baby after baby after baby because it was the end of the war, and
Right.
you know it was more affordable. You were able to, work a nice little job, even as a plumber or electrician, and take care of your family. Back then, you talking about a house, one number like what, $50,000, 75,000.
Right. You
You
could
know
make a living working at the steel mill.
exactly. You had the steel mill, you had the slaughterhouse, you had different avenues of making money, and it was good paying jobs. Mailmen, firemen. You had those jobs that were available that made good money. But
Right.
then again, the economy drastically changed. Once the boomers started growing up and getting big, and like you say, now we have boomers. And again, don't forget, they did not expect the boomers to live as long as they did. Because let's
Right.
not forget, when the boomers were born, the expected life expectancy was only like 40 years old. Like, they were telling women to smoke and drink while they were pregnant. Yes, they were. They had a whole little thing with women were smoking and drinking while they were pregnant in the 20s and 30s. So life expectancy in the 20s and 30s and early 40s was only about 40 years old. By the time your kid went to college and graduated, you were already expected to be expired. That's why they made it like, oh, if you live to be 65, you'll get this. Oh, now we might have to up it to 75 because people are living longer than what they expected. Life expectancy is very much longer.
Right. And because they use that 65-year that
Gap.
age, and then there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that's living that long and over, like they were expecting more people to die working because that's what they
Exactly.
want. They wanted
Before
people to die not
that.
working so they wouldn't have to, they wouldn't have to take care of them in their old age.
Right. Yeah, the
So
economy changed because the population is supposed. You have to adjust the economy to keep the ones in control to stay that. Yeah. And the ones that are out of control, they have to get rid of them. They have to go. Like, you got to go. And again, now we have people like Bill Gates and others that have said that the population control, we've seen it on Twitter and, well, now X. Let me get it right. I don't need Elon coming for me. But we've seen the drastic change. If you're old enough to see it and your parents have told you things, you can see what's going on. And in this election, none of that is being covered. Only one that's saying something about it is Trump.
and
That's
then
the only one
speaking
that's saying something about it.
and then speaking of Trump, they're trying to use population control on him. If you look at what's
Oh
going
yeah. Oh yeah. Everything is pre-planned and population control. It's the majority of the masses. If we can control the masses, we can control anything. And we showed them that they can control us when that came through here. We showed them like, yeah, you can control us. We showed them
well,
that they can.
I was talking more about like the attempts on Trump.
Oh yeah, they yes, that too. They keep trying it with him. Even at the debate, it was 3-on-1, and now another alleged attempt on his life while he was playing golf in Florida. Man, his business.
Right. So they trying to use it on him to get him out the way. Like they really see him
But
as a threat.
he
And
is a threat. He is a threat. He's a threat. He's a threat because he does come to them with facts. Even you have the fact checkers that are in trouble now because you didn't check the facts. Yes, there is problems with migrants that immigrated from a different country that have been taking over buildings. You can't say that that didn't happen
right.
because we have
And they
footage of
also
it.
and they also can't say that some of these migrants aren't eating stray animals and things because
That
that's happening.
that's why my baby stay right here in the house. You ain't going nowhere. Stay right here.
You
Like
know,
again,
because I
and,
like cause I had a friend that went overseas and he told me that there's certain countries where eating dogs and cats are normal.
yeah,
You know?
yes, that's
So
normal.
yeah, so they gonna come here and do the same thing if they don't have any access to real food. Well, I'm not gonna say real food, but access to the food that we eat. If they don't
They
have
won't.
access to it, they gonna make some access to some food.
Well, allegedly, the food that we give them, they've been throwing away. They don't want it. So, what are we supposed now? They eating geese. And again, if I hit one of them little motherfucking geese, y'all gonna put me in jail for 10 years and give me a $10,000 fine. And I just saw a man on the news walking down the street with a goose in his hand. Excuse me? The goose didn't look alive. He didn't look like he was flopping. I'm praying for the goose, but however, I don't think that goose made it. I don't think he made it. But if that was me, an American citizen, I would be clank, clank, let's go. Get your black ass in there.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
What I do?
Red Black said it tastes just like chicken.
Oh my God. Yummy. I guess so. But I've been seeing them cook cats. I've been seeing them, the little poor little geese. They got to run for their little lives. And they tagged and shit. It was one where they had the whole geese and they had her little ducklings. They ate the goose. They ate her, but they didn't kill the ducklings. I'm like, so what? Y'all was going to raise the ducklings and then eat it? Like, what are we doing?
Probably.
We don't do that here. We don't
That's
do
probably
that
what they're
here.
gonna do is raise the ducklings till they get
Like
big.
you doing like real predators, apex predators. You making me big so you can eat me? Oh hell no! Get them baby ducks up out of here. But seriously, it is a problem that has taken over. Do you remember when they sent a whole bunch of migrants to Camilla's front yard? She didn't like that.
Oh no, I didn't remember that one.
When they first started coming, they sent them right to her front door and Nancy Pelosi, and they got them on up out of there real quick, real quick. So again, you are also, let's not forget, you're putting these migrants in already poor neighborhoods that already are drought cities that don't have nothing as is. Do you think that's a really good idea? Look, I guess it's just like that game we used to play on the Nintendo, Duck Hunt. Yeah, with a little dog. Look, I guess
They going for the duck and the dog at this point.
right. That little dog, you better catch them ducks because you might be next, Playboy.
Right.
But
Yeah.
and then you can't say that it's not happening because you have videos of people showing it happening. So how can you say something is not happening? Oh, Mayday didn't pick up a pen, but you see me with a pen in my hand. So how could you say I didn't pick it up? How else did it get in there? Did it float? How did it get there?
Yes.
So
Well, with that pen, you're a woman with a pen.
look, not that pen. This is a regular pen, just a regular pen that I be writing because my mind be gone sometimes, so I have to write it down. I be a little be on a little batting system sometimes, so I'd write things down, you know. But
Right.
it's just insanity how even in the debate with Harris, none of the fact checkers actually checked any facts.
Right. And they didn't even like push the fact that she was in charge of the border during
She was
this
the
event.
border czar.
Yeah, she was in
And
charge. But they
she
try
was
to
in
act like
charge.
she wasn't. They try to act like she wasn't now. They trying to deflect that. When Trump said that she was in charge, he was like, "Oh, I'm not. I wasn't in charge." Like I'm like, "You were the border
They
czar."
had a whole
Yeah,
ceremony. We saw
right,
it.
right. And it's like she was so unpopular during this term, and it's like now that she's put on the ticket to actually run for presidency without going through a primary, it's like you
Thank
got a
you.
lot of people that's doing this bandwagoning. Like they like, oh, it isn't like Obama. Like Obama, he did
Exactly.
his real grad. Even though I didn't like how it turned out after that years that he was in.
Exactly.
He still
But he
went
was
through.
voted in.
Yeah,
He was voted in. That's the whole
right,
point. He was actually voted and nominated in.
right. She was just nominated in without the
No,
voting.
she wasn't even nominated in. She was put there. He's like, you know what? Fuck everybody else. You're the one. And she's like, I am. It ain't nothing funny here. Like, we are starving. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, she was nominated at the Democratic National Convention. That was the official nomination.
And that was
So
a shit show at the Democratic National Convention. If y'all didn't know, on the last day that they was there, they allegedly had maggots in their food. Yes, they did. They sure did. Allegedly, 3 to 4 women, white women now, we have to put it out there because you know they ain't my color, walked in with allegedly some maggots and they put it on their breakfast on their food. For the Democratic National Convention's breakfast in a hotel where it's supposed to be heavily guarded, but you let people walk off the street and put maggots on top of their food. They
right,
cleaned it up. They fixed it and cleaned it up. However, it happened. People are not with the decisions that the Democratic National Party are making right now. And contrary to what Brandon Johnson believes that it was a great Democratic National Convention, it was the worst in 40 years. It was the worst in 4 decades, 40 years. And let's not forget his Brandon Johnson's thing on getting rid of the spot shotter, that it doesn't do its job. Does it not supposed to let you know that a gunshot was fired? That's what it's supposed to. It does its job. It does its job, and it has saved lives because, again, people in our neighborhoods do not call the police if we hear a gunshot. We're not going to call. We're not going to call because we're going to expect someone else to call, or someone else going to expect someone else. They're not going to call. And again, we also live in that situation where if it doesn't apply to me, I ain't got shit to do with it. Hey, they not shooting at me, so I ain't got nothing to do with it. So again, it's a situation where shit is bad right now. It's bad. It's really, really, really bad.
right. And one thing that I also didn't like during the Democratic National Convention, that there were some people that wanted to speak about the what was going on in Palestine and
Mm-hmm.
Israel, and they wanted
Mm-hmm.
just a few minutes to speak at the convention, and they were
Mm-hmm.
not allowed to. Like,
Also, what made me mad about the convention, you have people that wanted to protest, and also the firemen and the paramedic wanted to do a small protest, and they were told that they were not allowed to neither.
right, and then they had portable chop shops at the convention.
Yes, I heard about that. I didn't see anything on it because I really didn't divulge that much into it. But I did see where they was like, oh, it's Just come on in. You can get a vasectomy or you can get this done. And it was like, so y'all just walking in off the street, ain't speaking to a doctor or nothing, and just getting these situations done. Like, this is crazy. Like, it's just again, like we spoke earlier. If you've seen the movie Don't Look Up, this whole situation reminds me of that movie. It's like, are y'all serious? The seriousness of this situation, and no one takes this serious.
Right. It's a lot to digest.
Yes, it's a
But
lot.
you know, one another thing that I want to talk about as far as this is I know that you watched the last debate, and
Yes, I
one
did.
it's like ever since Trump started doing debates, even back as far as back as 2016 with Hillary Clinton, he has made the debates so funny and hilarious to watch.
Yes, because he's a shock jock. That's what he does. It's and he says the things that American people have on their mind, but they can't say it because they're not up there. But it's for the shock value. And he gets you every time. It's the looks, the pause is like, are y'all for real? Do you hear her? Like, even when they made the statement about, which was crazy. I don't even know why would you bring this up during the debate about America, where oh, did you say Kamala wasn't black? So her ethnicity is just that important for the rest of the United States. It's just that important. So those are the questions that you up here asking. Did you really think she was black? What did you just ask me? And he's, I don't know. One day she is, and one day she ain't. He's like, I don't know. I don't know. What do you expect? I guess that's what they doing now. They had little chop shops up in there. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this is getting weird. I'm like, for real, this is getting weird. It's like a fever dream. It's like a fever dream. Like, you don't believe it. And it's like some people are violent against these things. Like, I've seen so much violence. I'm like, why we gotta fight? Why you gotta be so violent? Like, there's other things that you can have passion for, but why do you have to be violent with your passion?
Right. And speaking of the debates, or
Mm,
speaking of like the candidates,
mm,
and about black and white and all that, like
mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris has said during previous interviews that she wouldn't do things in policy just for black folk.
Yeah, she said it.
However, um,
She
uh,
said it.
she said during it was a conference with Reverend Al Sharpton,
Yeah, that
and
she would.
he asked her a question. He was like, "If the bill came on your desk, would you sign for black people to get reparations?" And she shook her head. Yeah, yeah, I would. And I'm like, but this isn't what you said earlier.
It's a country. She's a walking contradiction. She will. She's literally everything she says. She contradicts it. Everything. It's like everything that you said you're not going to do. You might as well. You're telling me, oh, this what the shit. This what fuck you finna do. That's just like a cheating man. Oh, baby, I ain't gonna be out all night. This motherfucker gonna be out all night. Lord Jesus, have mercy. It's again. It's like you're sitting up here blankly lying to my face, telling me what you're not gonna do, but I can clearly see that you're lying, ma'am. You're lying, sir. You're lying. You're lying to me in my face. I would rather have somebody that's a shock jock and bold than just to have a plain liar because I can't believe nothing that you're saying. And
I
you've had
will.
time to show. You've had 3.5 years to show what policies you can and can't put in place because you're the vice president. It's like you have no power. You had power. So why didn't you use that mighty pen then? You had it for 3.5 years.
right. And it's a lot of people that make excuses for and say, "Oh, she's just a vice president. She can't do anything to change legislation."
Yes, you
And I'm
can.
like, for one, she has the final vote. If Congress is in a dead 50-50 tie, she's the tiebreaker.
They got to go to her.
Yeah,
She
exactly. So
she
it's
could bring
not in a
also.
yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
not an excuse, but they hide, like, they make these excuses for us so they can hide behind that, so they can justify them voting for her. Because if it was asked what has she done for the past 3.5 years, they can't come up with a legitimate answer
You
because
can't all they say is, oh well, it's 11 million jobs, but we've already, or however million jobs, but we've all found out that those are ghost jobs, which means those are jobs that do not exist. Those
right,
are just jobs that's put out there to say that they are jobs. Again, we are not making enough and doing enough as American people to take care of ourselves under this administration. Now, again, I don't like things that Trump say, and I damn sure ain't liking what Harris is bringing because she hasn't brought anything. But if you have to look
right,
at the two, who was better for the economy? Forget abortion, forget all that other stuff, because guess what? A lot of us is not out here having abortions. Like, I will not be having an abortion. I can honestly 100% tell you, I ain't. You ain't having no abortion. I can honestly say you won't be having an abortion. But
I
what I can say,
can't.
thank you, you can't. But between me and you, what do we both have to do in common? We both have to eat. We both have to pay rent. We both have to pay taxes. We both have to pay a mortgage. We both have to make sure that we are stable enough to survive on our own. And if we have children, to take care of them. That is what is important to me in the economy. What is going on that's going to make it easier and better for my children to grow and thrive, and other people's children to grow and thrive, that this administration has not shown me?
Well, I was going to also say this is that she proposed giving a $6,000 tax break
It's a
to people
proposal.
with, yeah, to people that have babies.
New
And I'm
babies.
like, this. I'm like, okay, these people that have new children, that helps them, but what about everybody else? Like, you
What
know what I'm
about
saying?
everybody else that don't have
Yeah,
kids?
yeah, exactly. What about our tax break? And then if we look at what it is that she has proposed, she said that she's going to allow the Trump tax breaks to end, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if it ends and we already are experiencing high interest rates and the taxes already done increase, even with those tax breaks that Trump put in there, it's going to make that means that the taxes are going to be even higher.
Higher.
Yeah,
Exactly. The taxes are going up, and people are not seeing that. Do you understand? If the taxes and shit go up for the bigger people, you know it's going to go up for us little people, because we're going to have to pay higher taxes because they're paying higher taxes. So that
right,
means it's going up for everyone. It's not just them, it's everybody.
right. And the interest rates are not going down.
No, they're going up. They've been up. They've up been like
Yeah.
what, like
So
12 to what, 27%? Interest
yeah,
rates are already high.
yeah. So
Everything is already high.
so if those tax breaks end and there's nothing that's put in place to keep the taxes down that Trump put in place, like it's gonna really be close to being unlivable for a lot of average working Americans.
People
You
don't
know, like
understand that we're already in a recession. Y'all don't see we're already in a
right,
recession. If you don't know,
yeah,
we're already there. We're already there.
yeah,
And let's
yeah,
not forget, we're about to go to allegedly go to war again. We over here messing with the folks in the Middle East and doing things over there. We're about to go to war. People are not paying attention to things that are being set in place, but all you're talking about is abortion. Nope, I want to talk about this war, this economy, food prices, gas prices, housing costs. It's a lot of things that apply to the American people that are not being talked about, that are not being looked at.
and we have to look at these undocumented migrants that's coming in here
And
causing
we
this
have to take
chaos.
care of.
Who knows? Who knows if a war will break out here on American soil due to what's
Thank
going on?
you. Thank you. Thank you.
And
We
we
are
already, and the American people, we're already at odds over more things than just those migrants. Like
yes,
we have this so-called gender war that's going on. We have,
yes.
you
We
know,
have a
the
gender war.
having the so-called have and have nots. We have all this
Yes,
division already in
yes,
place, and then like we are sitting on a powder keg
yeah,
that's ready to explode. It's like
yeah.
a dormant volcano that's building up pressure each and every day, and you know that eventually it's going to explode.
It's gonna pop. It's gonna erupt, and it's gonna cause chaos and carnage and havoc everywhere. So why would we want to blow this motherfucker up? Can we not blow it up? Can we leave it dormant? Let it stay dormant. I don't want it to be big. I want it to stay little. You know, and that's again that's the issue that we are having in this country. Again, we have hundreds, well, I say thousands of illegal documented people here. Were they forced to get the hell no. No, because they don't even have IDs. Now, allegedly, Haitians are getting driver's license and can't even drive, can't even speak the language, and they're supposed to have it for 45 days or something like that, and to make sure they can drive. Do you know how hard it was? How much I had to save up to buy my cars? That's why I purchased my cars. And y'all giving cars away for free? For the free? For the free? Can I get a free car? Like, I wouldn't mind a nice little some for me, just me. I promise I won't put no kids in it. It'll just me, just your girl.
Yeah,
Just
because
me.
like one thing that people don't understand about a recession, and this is what's going to happen, and we are kind of we tippy toeing over it,
We
but
already in it.
but no, but I'm saying we tippy toeing over what we're seeing, what's going to happen. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so production is going to slow down because we can't keep up with the prices of how everything is going up.
And people won't
So
be able to afford it.
it's going to be a lot of slashes, like things going on sale, cutbacks.
Yes.
Like, you know, in these businesses, when they cut the prices of these cars and things like that, they are going to lose money. They can't
Yes.
pay the people to produce what it is that they were producing previously. So when that
Yes.
happens and prices of everything go down, yeah, it's cheap and people can buy it, but then eventually that company is going to have to lay off a lot of people because they got to slow down production because they got mass quantities of stuff that hasn't been sold yet.
And
And
let's not forget the maintenance to keep that car up is very high, because again, I just had to pay $2,100 to get my truck moving around, and if the cost of the parts and labor wasn't that high, I wouldn't have been out of that much money.
right,
You see what I'm saying? So everything is substantially high. And then if you're in a part of a recession where you can't even afford to get your car fixed or to get something fixed, how is the American people going to keep up? We can't. American
right.
people
How
won't
they
be able
gonna
to keep
go to
up.
work?
We won't
How
be
they
able
gonna
to.
go to work if they can't
How they
drive?
gonna go to work? They can't drive. How they gonna go get food for their families, especially if they're living in rural areas or areas where it's a food desert? How are they
Right,
able to feed their families? How were they able to, like I said, get back and forth to work, get back and forth to the doctor? Healthcare is important. Get back and forth. How will they be able to do that? How would they be able to get back and forth to get an abortion? Like, how is they gonna be able to do that if they can't afford to get the car fixed?
right. And then we have to also look at, even though production for material things may go down, services are still going to be high. So that means, like, say for instance, a
Yeah,
person doesn't have a car and they need to take an Uber, the price of
that's
an
gonna
Uber isn't going to go down.
it's gonna go up
Actually, it's going to go up because that's a
because
service that people.
That Uber driver has to pay for the upkeep of their car. They have to pay for gas and everything else. So that service is going to go up. It's what you was paying for a regular Uber. You're going to be paying for like a Uber Black.
Right.
And it's going to be an old little Dodge that pull up there that's going to pick you up and take you where you want to go. It ain't going to be the Uber Black that you want. But you're going to be paying Uber Black prices for regular Uber. Just to go down the street is going to be $25.
Right. And gas isn't going to go down in a recession.
It's going to go up. It's already up.
Yeah.
It's already up. $20 don't get you nothing in the tank. $20 used to sit back and lean and chill, read a book a little bit. $20 by the time you turn around and look, it's in the tank.
See, and that's what people don't understand, like how recession works. And then once jobs get lost, people get desperate. It may get crazy out here. It's just saying.
It's gonna get crazy.
I remember how the last recession was, and I was working doing security, and the job was already hard, but they made it even harder because they wanted people to quit. They didn't want to pay people to stay there, but we were protected through the union, so we couldn't just automatically get fired. So one thing that they use to get people to leave is attrition, which is to make the job as difficult as possible to get people to leave. Even though I was going through that, there were still people coming up asking me, "Hey, is your job hiring? Is this high?" Like I'm talking about every single day, I was getting people to asking people if the job I was working at was hiring, even though I was miserable at that job and wanted to quit.
Yep.
And that's how it's going to be like in a recession. Like you have a job you got to be thankful for, but guess what? They are going to make that job so difficult for you because they really don't want to pay. They really don't want to pay you, and they definitely don't want to see you make it to retirement.
Oh no, because again, they did not plan on the American people to have the lifespan that they're having. Again, if you look back 40, 50 years ago, the lifespan of the average American was 40 to 45. That's why they made it 65. No one's going to make it to 65. And back in them days, no one was making it to 65. They wasn't. It was far and few that would make it to 65. And again, like you said, so we had the baby boomers that came back after World War II because everybody like, let's get some babies. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. So once they started doing that, now you have hundreds of thousands of people that live past that 65 age to where some of them are 108, 109 years old. You have people that are living to be 115. The life expectancy has risen. It's risen. I'm 42. I'm not ashamed to say my age. But you have women my age that are just now starting to have their children.
Right.
So you can expect those women that are just now starting to have children in their 40s, you can expect them to probably live to be 80, 90 years old until their children turn about 40 or 50 years old. You can expect that because the life expectancy has what you can expect it because this woman has had a baby at 42 years old. She's going to be, babies do give you life. They do give you that little spry kick. Not going to lie, they do. But she's going to be so into the child, taking care of the child, making sure the child has everything the child needs all the way up until death.
And I was going to say, it's a lot of men that are having children at older ages now.
Yes, it's a lot of men that are having children at older ages. Why? Because in their younger age, they knew they could not afford to have children. They knew that, you know what, I can't afford this, so I'm going to make sure that I don't have any children until I'm ready or until I find the right woman to have children with. You know what I'm saying? In that situation.
Or they were just too broke to get a woman who want to have children with them.
Oh, let me tell you something. The broke ones have all the kids. That is a lie. It's the ones that look.
No, when I was broke, I couldn't. Yeah, women was like, nope.
No, no, I didn't see the ones like, girl, what? He just got swag. But where his house? Where his apartment? Do he have a 401k? Does he have that? Girl, he just looks so delicious. What? No, 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 no. How long he been on his job? He ain't got no job. He ain't got no job. Oh, hell no. So again,
Well, I guess it's different for
it's
different
different.
people,
It's different
because
for
like
different
I
people and
guess the
different
ones without
atmosphere.
swag or the ones without swag or aesthetics, they just don't they
That's not
didn't win the genetic lottery, so
that's not true.
eh,
It's just the area. It's just the area that you've been around, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's just the women that you've been around, the area you've been around, because I didn't been around, I didn't seen, and I'm looking like this motherfucker got 13 kids. And he don't even have a place to stay. He stay in his mama's basement with no car, no job. He got 13 kids. How? How? And again, the broke ones they won't. Look, look. I ain't one of those that want the
no, I'm
broke ones.
saying no, I'm saying when I was broke, I had no play whatsoever. So it's different
Look,
for different people.
it's a different type of broke, red, black. You gotta understand it's a different type of broke. You got the broke where it's like, I can afford to take care of myself. I can do you, but bitch, I'm not finna be on the block buying you no damn red. But I'm not finna do that. No, no, I'm not finna do that. No, I like my security. I like this. No, right. I can fix him. Look, let me tell you something, red black. I ain't one of those ones that's trying to fix nobody. If you ain't already fixed by the time I get to you, baby, I don't know what to tell you because I can't fix nobody. Hey, I'm trying to fix myself. Do you understand that, red black? I'm trying to fix myself. I can't. I can't.
I don't know. Like recently, I had a woman say to her friends that I was a piece of work, and I was like, you
What?
know, yeah, yeah, that said I was a piece of work, and I'm like, and I'm thinking
What
that
did you
they
say?
like, oh, huh?
What did you say?
No, I didn't say anything. I said I don't think I'm a piece of work. She was like, yeah, you are, but it's like I understand. Like they look at certain men as projects, and then
Yeah,
and if you a project and they think that you aren't willing to cooperate with the project, oh, you're being difficult, you're a hard nut to crack, you're a piece of work.
but
But
see,
that's their
it's the,
opinion. That's
it's
their
the same.
opinion.
But we've talked about this before. It's the same for women. I've been in situations where it's like, what did you just say to me? Like, sir, I ain't one of those. I will knock the shit out you. Who you think you talking to? I am not one of those. I'm not trying to fix you. I'm not trying to do nothing. I want you to be exactly how you is. Stay that way. Don't motherfucking change. Do not change. Because if you change, I'm gonna have a problem because I'm used to you being one way. No, don't change. I ain't trying to fix you. If you like to wear green t-shirts every day and you got 365 plus 66 for a day when it's raining outside, and that's what I'm not gonna make you wear a red shirt. You can wear whatever the hell you want to do. You don't change me, I don't change you. I'm fine with it. I'm totally good.
It's a lot of
They
people
are
out there
similar
that
more. Men in the know understand how all types of women work. They are similar more than not. Hmm? They are similar. I don't understand that. I'm not the average woman. So I don't know. I'm a woman. Don't get it twisted. But I'm not the average woman. If you are a janitor, you be the best motherfucking janitor you can be. You bringing home the bacon, you paying the bills, you my mans. We's together forever. So I don't understand, but I do understand what you're saying.
Well, you
because
old
some
school with
women,
your thinking because it's not a lot of people that
well,
think that.
exactly, so I'm more into like, no, don't change. No, no, no. If you get up every morning and you eat an egg and sausage, I'm gonna make sure you have that motherfucking egg and sausage every morning. Now, if you wake up one morning and be like, you know what, I won't bake it, I gotta go. I gotta go, motherfucker. Don't change on me. Don't motherfucking change on me. You eat egg and sausage every morning. Now you won't bake it? Nope. Gotta go. Gotta go. Got little dust gone. Gotta go. Of course, look. I'm red, black, X. I don't understand. I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. I don't understand. I'm gonna take that back. I understand, but I don't understand. I don't get it. Why would you want to change a person if that's what attracted you to that person? Like, I don't. That's what I never understood. That's what
Because
I never.
they have super magical powers to make a person change. But then if that person actually change, then they'll not like it,
It's
because
gonna be a problem, right? If that person
right,
actually changes. I've seen so many women ask for, oh, I want him to do this, do that. Well, was he doing that before? No. Okay. Is he that type of guy that does these type of things? No. So why would you expect him to change and do these things that you want him to do and you know that he's not that type of guy? Like, why that's like creating controversy. I ain't trying to create no controversy. I don't want no problems out of nobody.
right. And I've had people thinking that they could change me, and I was like, nope, this is me. And it's like,
No, I don't,
I-
Red Black.
and it's, and it's like I've lived a chunk of my life trying to please others, and do how everybody else wanted me to do. But then I got to the point to where I'm like, if I'm not getting what it is I need out of the deal, why am I cooperating? Because I'm going to be miserable anyway. I might as well be miserable
Exactly.
by myself. So that's my
Exactly.
philosophy on it, and I don't care who likes it or not. I had to allow people to leave my life. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, talking about not only friends but even certain family members I had to allow to leave my life because you know they didn't agree
It
with how
wasn't
I looked
okay.
at it. And I'm
Exactly.
like, if you don't agree, if how I live my life so egregious to you the way you can't be around me, I'd rather you not be around me. And
Absolutely.
it
And
used to hurt my feelings back in the day because I'm like, I'm
yeah,
still trying to be, as good of a person to these people as possible. But
and you want to be accepted.
yeah, but they don't respect that. They only respect you doing what it is that they want you to do. And it took me a long
Absolutely.
time to understand that and to be okay with letting those people dissipate from my life. Even people that I was extremely close to, even certain family members, I
Mm-hmm.
had to allow their space. If they don't like how I live my life, oh well. I'm gonna be over
Yeah.
here. You can be over there. We can be respectfully apart. We don't have to talk to each other. We don't have to have anything to do with each other. Just as long as you don't try to interfere with how I'm living my personal life. And
Exactly. And that's how
I'm
it should be.
yeah,
And
it hurt.
you have to, but it's certain boundaries that we have to set for ourselves that people can't cross them no matter who it is. I had to go through that same experience. Yes, it hurted that, oh, me and this person are not friends anymore because you have a change of opinion. If I don't agree with that opinion, then we can't be friends. Well, fucking fine with me. I guess we won't be friends because I don't agree with your opinion or what you're doing. And it's a mutual disagreement. You lose a friend over a mutual disagreement. However, if the friendship is one-sided, that's another problem. And
Right.
we have to be open up to see that, what, this is one-sided. Let me just go on and just leave this relationship because it's not going to do anything but cause me more problems, more grief, more depression, more anger, more anxiety. So it's time for me just to bounce out. I will bow gracefully out of any situations. If I see that, okay, this ain't for me, this is not working, you ain't feeling me, I ain't feeling you, it's time for me to bounce. And I not gonna be hard feelings. I'm not gonna be looking for you. I'm not gonna be sending smirky remarks. And that's with friends, families, or relationships. It's just it is what it is. Like what it's over. What do you want me to do? I was hurt. I've licked my wounds and I'm done.
Right.
And
And
red, black,
speaking
you're right. I don't have to deal with women the way men do. I sure don't. I have to deal with
well,
me.
one thing I was gonna say, and then I was piggybacking off of what you said or adding on.
And yeah.
Like some people you have to be aware of like your opinion around them. And I know we talked about this earlier as far
Mm-hmm.
as like the election, if you felt comfortable stating who it is you would vote for, and
Mm-hmm.
myself being in the position that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself to be a free man, a free thinking man, even
Mm-hmm.
though I'm a part of what like YouTube they consider us so-called manosphere, even though I don't really go off of that terminology too much. But as a free thinking free man, I've made the decision on not publicly saying who it is that I would vote for presidency. Um, However, people can listen to what I'm saying and they can tell who it is that I'm leaning on. You know what I'm saying? But do
Mm-hmm.
you feel comfortable saying who it is you would vote for?
I'm pretty sure they're pretty much seeing who I'm leaning in on and what I'm not with. And I ain't even finna lie, I ain't even finna fake the funk with y'all. Like Trump is the man that's gonna help bring us out of the economy because he's done it before and we're already in a worse state. Again, I'm not Democrat nor am I Republican. I'm for whoever is best at the job. Like, of course I want a female president, absolutely. However, it ain't her. It ain't her. It ain't her. Y'all would have been better putting Michelle up there, Michelle Obama up there, or somebody else. It ain't her. Join women don't think military. You are thinking more like men. I'm just being honest. Don't take it as knock. Some men may not see you in an attractive way. What do you mean some men may not see me in an attractive way? I don't
Well,
care.
well, he's pretty much saying that they won't see you too much as being feminine. Like you
Well,
come
yeah,
off
I get
as
that.
masculine.
I'm a masculine female. Yeah, I am very a masculine female. Yes, and I was going in for infantry in the
Well, you know
military.
what?
I am a masculine female.
At least you're honest about it. Like, because
Yeah,
there
I
are
can.
masculine females that don't want to be honest about it.
Yeah, I can honestly say I'm a masculine female, and but I'm a woman, and I'm very attractive. Thank you, Mr. Red Black Expectant Pink.
No, he
I,
wasn't saying that
I
he didn't see you
so he said
in the
some
trap.
men may not see you in an attractive way, and I
Right, based
understand
off
that.
of the personality. Based
Yeah,
off of the
and I
personality.
based off of my personality and how dark I am, because this is not showing. This is not. Oh, I just made your point. Okay, this is not showing my real darkness for whatever reason. It's not picking up how dark I really am, but I am a very dark black woman, and I am also perceived as the bad type because of my skin color. So I, I can't help it. This is how I was raised. I am a masculine female, but I'm still a female that is very much attracted to men, and men are attracted to me in this demeanor. I do attract quite a few men, but
What can I say something, uh, Mayday? And I don't want, I don't want to
wait,
devalue
hold
your
down.
point of view,
Mm-hmm.
but I've told you this off screen. We had this conversation before. I like darker women.
Yeah,
You know,
you said that. Yes.
like, I like a certain type of dark woman,
Right.
but those are my preferences when it comes to
Absolutely.
that. But I don't mind somebody that's dark complected. As a
Right.
matter of fact, through my experiences in life, I've meshed better with women who are much darker than I am.
Yeah, and I get it, but in your experience is your attraction, like what you said, your attraction. Um, oh yes, red black skin color does matter because I'm perceived as angry. Don't use I'm not using colorism as a crutch. Absolutely never. But I am perceived more, I don't want to say meaner because I'm darker.
Would you
And
say aggressive?
yes, I'm perceived as more aggressive because I'm darker and I could not even be the aggressive one. Like, I'm not even aggressive. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Well, I'm gonna say like this: as a light skinned man, I have to deal with people thinking I'm soft, or that they can, just treat me any type of way just because I'm light. You know,
exactly.
and like
Exactly.
I'm not saying that everybody is like
No,
that or everybody be
no,
like that, but
no.
like I understand that there's underlying perceptions out there, and I have
Yes,
to overcome those misconceptions in general, not with everybody, but
absolutely.
let's talk about in general. So I can understand that
Absolutely.
in general you may have certain ideas of how you have interacted with people, how they perceive you as, even if it's not 100% that way. So I understand
Absolutely.
coming from that
Yeah,
point of view. And it's like when I said I'm not using colorism as a crutch, I'm just using my personal
exactly.
experiences because there may be some light skinned dudes that never experienced what I've had to experience or what I had to endure. So,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
but there's a lot of different factors that come into play with that. So
Absolutely.
and I'm highly aware of that as well.
Right. Colorism can't, it's not used as a crutch in this situation. This is things that I have literally been through. Literally have been through to where it made me feel so uncomfortable. Like, are you serious? Like, what? You know, so it's just a society thing. It's a perspective of personality on what you perceive as attractive in your eyes. Some men really do like a masculine female. They like it. But just because I'm come off as a masculine female, I'm very, very soft and feminine. I'm a very soft female. I get my hair done. I do my nails. I wear makeup. That doesn't mean I'm a soft woman. That doesn't make me a woman. Let's get that straight. However, I'm still a lady. I'm just one that ain't gonna take no bullshit. It's just that simple. I'm not gonna take it. And I'm not gonna give it either. Like, I'm not gonna give a person something that I don't want in return. I'm not gonna give you no shit because I don't want no shit. I don't let others define me by my color, but I know when I'm in a room and I'm being judged by my color. Now
Yeah,
I'm
and I can
I'm
and I can feel
I'm
you
an
on that
entertainer.
because
I'm an
I've
entertainer. I know when I'm being judged based strictly on my color. I haven't said a word. Nothing has came out of my mouth, and I'm strictly judged based straight on my color.
and I can kind of understand where you coming from that because I've been in rooms where, you know, the
Mhm.
like that's the reason why certain people and I hear certain perspectives it irks me, it rubs me the wrong way, such as
Mhm.
Dr. Umar Johnson. Like some of his commentary irks me and rubs me the wrong way because
I
he's
know who
on
that
that.
is. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, like people like him can irk me because of experiences that I've had, personal experience that I had with people like him.
Okay. Right. I
You know,
get that.
so it's like but it's sometimes
It,
it's
it,
based off
it
of
depends
what
on
we've had to
experience.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and it is a them problem.
It isn't right. It's a them problem. It
But,
doesn't scare me.
but it's like this. It's a them problem, but I have to be aware of it, so
Exactly.
I don't allow their misconceptions about me to control how it is that I perceive myself. Or
Absolutely.
and if
I agree.
if I need to distance myself from that situation, I will. You know.
Absolutely. And
Um,
you and I agree with you 100% on that. It's a them problem, but I have to be aware of my surroundings and just for my safety and anyone else's that hey, I ain't like that. I don't want to get crunk. I'm not trying to get
right.
crunk. I just want to sit over here in the corner and drink my pop and watch TV or watch whatever. I don't want a problem. I don't want no problems. But you can feel that tension when you hit the air. It's like here we go. And
Right.
then once you get comfortable situated somewhere else, it finally goes away. But you have to be aware of it. I have to be aware. I really do. Because again, somebody might take that masculine femininity as aggression and try to come at me. And I'm like, yo, I'm not on that, bro. I'm just being cool. Like, what's the problem? And now someone's taking that as aggression.
Right. I get what you're saying,
You
but
see what I'm saying?
I get
It's a
what you're
slippery
saying.
slope. But
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. And speaking of a sticky situation, it was a something that we had discussed a couple of weeks ago, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But now we can, even though this is old hat, this is old news now. There was
okay.
there was a popular corn star. Uh,
Oh,
all right,
you
and
did tell me about that.
yeah, his name is Brian Pumper. Well, that's what he goes by, Brian Pumper or B Pumper when he tried to be a rapper because
B Plumper.
he tried to do rap and corn at the same time. And back in the day, he had these movies that he came out with where he was cracking eggs over the women that he worked with, right? Like he would
Okay.
buy dozens of eggs at the store. And this was like
Shit. Nobody no dozens
15
right
years
now.
ago. Yeah,
Shit.
not
I know
now,
it had to
but
be
this
a long time.
yeah, it was like 15 years ago. He was buying like cartons of eggs, right? Just to use in these films, and he was cracking the eggs on their heads, like you know. And so it was he did it for attention and the shock, like shock
Shock
and
value.
yeah, shock value with it. Eventually, he went broke. He ended up going to jail for a prolonged period of time, and he just got out recently. And there was some people that were that does YouTube or social media, and they chase clout, and they
Oh,
happened to see him at a bus stop,
they had
and
eggs.
no, this is what happened first. They saw him at the bus stop, and they like, oh, you supposed to have all this money and all this, and you at a bus stop, and we know who you are, B Pumper, Brian Pumper, and so they was like talking mad junk about him, and then they ended up going to the store and they bought like a dozen of these eggs that's pretty expensive because they were brown eggs.
Oh, those are
And so,
brown eggs. They
yeah,
expensive. Yeah, they're
yeah,
expensive.
and this was in California where they bought these dozens of brown eggs. So they probably paid $10 for this dozen of eggs. And then yeah, so they bought these eggs. They drove around and saw him still at the bus stop where he was at. They
That's
hopped
wild.
out the car, and then like they was messing with him, and then like the guy, he had like some eggs in his pockets, and he just started throwing them at him like clack clack clack.
This is for all the women you bust eggs over. Pop, 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 pop,
Right.
pop. Like, whoa. Like
And
you busted eggs over folks' head. Like,
and then he didn't get mad or didn't try to fight back because he saw he was outnumbered and they were gangs and all that. So he just he tried to
that
talk to the
L.
brother. He tried to talk positive to him, but then they ended up getting up real close to him and cracking an egg all over his top of his head, like, blah, you know.
Right. Hey, if you could give it out, you should. If you could dish it, you better be able to take it. Like you've been cracking eggs. Like your turn.
But it was like some people was like, well, they shouldn't have, bothered him because he's on the down slope in his life and he's trying to get back up. But then there's some people that say, oh, he did it to the women in his movies, but also those women were getting paid.
I was just gonna say, because when you make a corn movie, you're paid for it. Like they get paid for it. So I'm pretty sure that they knew eggs was going to be cracked over their head. It was probably in a little contract. So
Right.
y'all mad because he was cracking some back, and then he cracked the egg. So y'all got mad and want to crack an egg over the man. Like, leave that man alone. Let that man be. Leave him alone. He's done his time.
Right.
He's done his time.
I felt bad for him, and
Lord knows what happened in jail.
And like growing up, especially when I was in the military, like I've watched a lot of his movies for research purposes. So I was very.
This is just for research purposes only.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, look at this one. I think I could do that one.
See, but that was back when we had DVDs.
Right? Yeah, DVDs where you can put your little DVD player on.
Yeah. Then we had the portable ones that was like, like you flip it, had like the little small screen.
Yeah. Look, I bought them DVD players. I bought them DVD players for my kids, so I know what you're talking about because they open up and they have
right.
Yes.
Yeah, he said
the yoke was on him. Yeah, the yoke and joke was on him. I'm guessing, but y'all can't be mad that he was cracking eggs over them women because them women knew that he was gonna be cracking eggs over them. I'm just saying they knew, and they knew it was gonna be on video too.
Right.
For distribution purposes, also. Stop it. Y'all ain't had to crack that man.
So it was like, when it happened to him, it was like I felt bad for him. I tried not to laugh about it, but it was funny though. It was
it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But it's like one thing that it had me think about is that as a black man, as a man, period, we go through times where like we go through embarrassing situations, things that's out of our control. And
absolutely.
The way he handled himself in that situation, I thought was tremendous because he didn't get angry. He didn't look for retaliation. He knew he was going through an embarrassment, a humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
He took it in stride. And, I haven't heard anything from him or about him since that happened. So he
probably got a car by now.
he just trying to, since he just got out of jail. Since he just got out of jail, he's like, I don't even want any problems with anybody. I just want to, live my life. Like, yeah, let these people laugh about this, but I'm just gonna continue on doing what it is that I'm doing.
What did he go to jail for?
That I don't know.
See, that's the question. Now, what did you go to jail for, sir? What did you do that they like? We know who you is. Let's yoke him. What? Wait a minute.
I don't know what he went to jail for, but he went to jail back in 2020. So he was in there for a few years.
Okay, for about maybe 3-4 years. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened, what he did to end up in that position. And he was out, trying to, bounce back from everything that happened. And unfortunately, some people knew who he was and spotted him and, did what they did to him.
They was like, turn.
Yeah, and because it made me think about the times in my life when I went through embarrassing situations. And sometimes I didn't handle it the correct way. And now that I'm getting older, I'm understanding that like some situations that's embarrassing or humiliating to me, I need to handle them better. And, like even though it might get talked about for weeks and months on end, maybe even years on end, I'm like, hey, it was a lesson that I had to learn from that situation. Hopefully, I learned from it and I move
Right.
forward because I've been
Right.
embarrassed a lot in my life. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can tell, but I've
No. But
I've been hit with eggs as a kid growing up in the hood. Yeah, like it was one time. Uh,
motherfuckers didn't throw eggs in the hood. We was too broke for that. We was eating them bitches like we weren't doing no eggs.
no,
No toilet paper, none of that.
like one time I was trick or treating during Halloween, and I was too old to be trick or treating. I was 12 years old, and I was out there trick or treating, and some older children, like 14, 15, they saw me out there trick or treating. I had like a bag full of candy. Oh man, they started yoking me, yoking my whole
Oh
face.
my
They
god,
grabbed, they
no.
busted my bag open and took like about 75% of the candy that I had. That was the last year I trick or treated. Was
That's
that year?
wrong. That
No, but
was wild.
I can laugh about it now. But back then, I was traumatized. I was mad. I was crying. I was
You were
covered in yolk and
12.
eggshells and stuff like that. And then one time, I was playing basketball with a friend, and it was just me and him on the court. We were playing basketball. It was a group of guys that were like chilling and sitting on the other side, and these were some gang members, and it was about like seven of them. And my friend was walking like in my direction, and like soon as he got like right where I was at, like an egg just hit him like blam on the side of the head,
Oh
and then
my
like a
god.
little bit of the yolk splashed on the hat that I had on. And then the guy was like, "Oh, I wasn't trying to hit you. I was trying to hit that white boy." And then it was like my friend was like, "Man, let's go. Let's get out of here." Because my friend, he
That's
kind of
terrible.
understood.
That's
They they wanted to they wanted somebody to mess with, and they wanted to beat me up. And they knew that I probably wouldn't be able to handle getting hit with an egg at that age, and that I would be
yeah.
ready to fight, and then it'll give them a reason to jump me. But that's how it is in the hood.
Yeah, that's how it is in the hood. Yeah, yeah. I can
Like
say I've had embarrassing situations where I was robbed at gunpoint a couple of times. Um in the hood, like right by my house. So we like you said, we have to live and learn from them situations and understand the energy that people bring. Because again, I where I'm from, hell no, we wasn't throwing no eggs. You gonna eat them? You what? You threw an egg? Oh, your mama gonna beat your ass. I know you ain't throwing eggs, and we need them to eat with. Stop playing.
right.
So, um, it's wild how society moles bullies, because again those kids was bullies because they have adult bullies around them that's teaching them to do things like that, because there is no reason why you couldn't go trick-or-treating. You were 12 years old. Like, you were 12. My 12-year-old went trick-or-treating. Like, you were 12. Like, what's the problem? Like, I don't get it. But again, it's the bully situation, the bully syndrome, where they just want to bully and pick on people because that's what they've been taught. Again, and it keeps going and going and going. And at the end, to be with the cool kids, they probably thought it was cool, which it wasn't fucking cool. It's not cool. You have a good evening too, Red Black Expat Philippines. Peace. Have a great night. Stay safe and healthy. And have a great day tomorrow.
Yeah, he in the Philippines, so it's morning time over there for him.
Oh, okay. Well, have a great day. Well, have a great day. Do your best. Be cool and have a good day.
Yeah, a little bit about him, and I don't want to give his identity too much, but I know him personally. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he's a family member of mine, and he moved to the Philippines recently. So, he's learning how to live his life over there, and
That's what's up.
yeah,
It's not. Look, it's nothing wrong with, if that's what you feel you want to do to enhance yourself, or make yourself happy for your happiness, that's perfectly fine. I don't see a problem with that. But far as me, I think I can find a little slither of happiness if I could just be left alone. Just give me
Right.
a little house on the ranch somewhere with some chickens because I need eggs. With some
Oh, and
chickens.
but I was gonna say this, and I'm sorry to cut you off. He
No,
has a
no.
he has a YouTube channel, Red Black Expat. He has a
Okay.
YouTube channel, and he chronicles like his different places that he goes to visit, the different hotels, the different restaurants, different
I'm gonna have to
malls,
follow
things
him.
like that. Oh yeah, like
I gotta follow him.
it's very
I gotta follow.
interesting.
I gotta follow him. Red Black Expo. Once we get off of here, I'll go back and I'll follow him. I would
Yeah.
like to see that. Like again, it's nothing wrong with traveling the world and finding your peace where you want it to be. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's your peace, your stability, and you're good, you're fine. That's all that matter. Me personally, I look, I just give me a house in on some land, again, my chickens, and I will be happy 100%. I will be fine.
I want chickens, cows,
Right. Some
turkeys.
some some yaks, a couple alpacas walking around this bitch. I don't
I
know.
want some goats and sheep too, because you like I like goat meat and lamb. You know,
Yes, lamb is delicious. Lamb is good. Being made me a little gyro. Come here. Come here, little lammy.
you ever
You
had
come-
goat meat before?
Yes, it's good. I've had goat meat before.
I love goat meat. I love
Me,
lamb too, but I
put me a
love
couple of
goat meat.
put a couple of deers out there and shit. Look, you gonna get ate one day. I'm just letting you know. Don't get comfortable. But
So
I'm serious. Like,
have you eaten deer before?
yeah, I grew up eating deer. I grew up
Okay, I
eating
never
deer meat.
had deer. I never had deer meat before.
If it's fresh, to me it doesn't. It tastes kind of gamey, but if it's cooked right, it tastes really good. Like I've had, like I grew up. Like I said, I grew up eating deer meat. That's what we grew up eating: deer meat, beef, pork, ham. That's what we grew up eating. So it's like I said, it's a gamey taste if it's not cooked and cleaned right. It tastes kind of gamey.
Oh, okay.
That's a word that it tastes like. That's the only way I can use it, gamey, if it's not cooked correctly.
It
But
has
other
a
than
strong aftertaste, is what you're saying.
right, it has a very different pungent aftertaste to me if it's not cleaned and cooked right. Now, if it's clean and cooked right, it tastes almost like steak. It's good. Like I've had it tastes almost like beef. But
Okay.
but yeah, I've had deer, I have had snake, I've had turtle. I would like to have some alligator. I would like to try some alligator and go to Florida, give me some gator. Um, but yeah, I would definitely buy me a piece of land or buy me some area and have me a little farm, and I would be totally happy. Totally. Since Red Black then put it out there that everybody know that I'm a masculine female. Yes, I am a masculine female. Yes.
So
Yes, I'm
would you be a woman king?
a what?
A
I can't be
woman?
a king, I would be a queen.
No, but they're like masculine women would be they're considered woman kings.
No, I would be a woman queen still. I
You
guess I
know,
would be because I'm that leader type, so I guess I would be in that
no,
situation.
okay. Like there
I
was a
don't
movie called Woman King that came out, I guess, a year or two ago, and it was about a woman that took over an African tribe, and she was considered the king of that tribe, and she
okay.
ran it like a king instead of a queen.
Okay, like I wouldn't have a problem with that. I'll go to battle, I'll go fight motherfuckers, I'll be out there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll do that. Like I don't I guess I if that's what the manosphere or whatever would describe me. I'm guessing, but I'm still a woman. Like shit, I'm still a woman. I'm still a lady. I'm a girl. Like but I'm just a woman that knows how to do a lot of shit. Yes, I can mow my own lawn if I want to, but I'm not. I've done it before in the past, but I'm not going to do it now. Um, it's a I guess I would be considered that masculine type because I do a lot. So, I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, I've been told throughout my life that I'm a masculine female. So that's nothing new.
All right.
That so
Man.
I don't know why I give that perception, but yeah.
Okay. Hey, to
I
each
don't
his.
know. I don't know. I would have to see the movie Woman King, and then I'd be like, yeah, I'm a fucking Woman King. I would have to see it first. Like, what the hell is you talking about? Let me see what's going on. And I'd be like, yeah, that's me. That's definitely me. Yep. I would definitely do some shit like that. Yup. I would do it. I would do it. So it depends.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Um, I know myself. I kind of like a woman to be more, and I'm not trying to down women that consider themselves to be masculine, but I like more a feminine woman, somebody that's going to be more cooperative with me. However, I am open to listening to her, and like if she has a better suggestion than me, I will listen to that. But I don't want her to be like, I don't want to have somebody in my life that think they're gonna be the shot caller. Like no, I'm
Well,
supposed to be. Hold on, I'm supposed to be the man. If me
right.
as a man, I'm supposed to be the one that make the final decision as a man and deal with the consequences that come with that decision.
True. Yeah.
And that's
And
how
that's
I look at it. Not everybody looks at it that way, and everybody has the right to look at things the way that they want. But I'm just talking
right.
about me
But for
personally. I
I
have to
get
be a shot caller. And I've
I get
worked very hard in my life, even though I'm not a millionaire. I've worked very hard in my life to get to the point to where I'm at now, to where it's like I can walk away from a relationship and be okay. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because
Yeah.
I have my own. I'm independent at this point. So
Right.
if I want to become interdependent with somebody, which is what
Right.
we should be, not codependent or dependent, but we should want to be in a interdependent relationship with the person. We have to
Okay.
mesh well. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And as a
Right.
man, I want to have my role as the man in that relationship, which means that I'm the one that calls the shots. I'm the one that makes the final decision on everything. I will take your input in consideration. And if your input improves what it was that I was thinking about, or if it's better, I will implement what it is that you say because I'm fair like that. But
Right.
other than that, like what I say goes.
Mm.
And I know
No.
that rubs some people the wrong way, me
Woo!
saying that,
No. No.
but
No.
that's how it's got to be with me.
I
That's how
feel
it's got
you.
to be with me.
I feel you. What you say goes, but see, whoo, no, no, no,
I know.
no.
I understand some women don't like that, but
But
it
see,
is
it's
what it is.
preference because see, me being who I am, I would not have a problem giving a man control. No problems. I will step back. Hey, shit, I'm tired of running shit anyway. You do. The fuck? I'm tired anyway. I would not have a problem giving control to a man long as I know he's not going to abuse that control. It's not going to be abuse of power. Oh, because I'm the man, because I have the last say so, this is going to what happen. That's a real quick way for you to go to the emergency room. See, that's that masculine coming at me. That's that masculine coming at me. That's a real quick way for you to go fucking emergency. We supposed to be in this together. So let's try to make a decision together, because let's not forget, this decision does not only affect you, it affects me too. So
That
can
sounds
we
more 50-50.
can we
And
exact? I'm more of a
you know,
50-50 woman.
like
Can we please do this? You can, it can be your ding, but can we make sure that this shit is gonna be cool? Because it's not only affecting me, it's affecting you, and it may be affecting other people around us. So we have to make sure that this shit is right. I don't have a problem. I'm more of a 50-50 type of woman. I don't have a problem with a man making a date and saying, look, this is where we going, this is what we gonna do, and this is what shit. Okay, you just planned out my whole mental facility for the rest of the night. Let's go. You driving, right? You driving? Oh shit, that's even better. Let's go. Come on. I ain't gotta do nothing but sit pretty and sit here and play with lip gloss. That's all I gotta do.
it's
So
like
I don't.
well, you say 50-50 relationship, but then do you still expect that man to pay the majority of the bills or almost all of them?
No, it depends on what situation we are in. If we are 50-50 on it, that means, okay, babe, guess what? He's gonna pay the mortgage. Let's say me and him are talking. All right, babe, I'm going to pay the mortgage and the light bill. You pay the gas bill and the insurance. Now, let's say it equals out to the same. We're in this 50-50. Okay, no problem. You pay the mortgage and the light bill, and I pay this and that. And well, since we have this, don't worry about it. I'll pay for this. That's showing that you can take care of me. So that's a lot of things a lot of men don't understand. Women want to be shown that they can be taken care of. I don't have a problem with going 50-50 on everything, but show me that if something happens to me or if I get sick, you're able to take up the slack, and vice versa. If something happens to you, you get sick, I'm able to take up the slack until we can get our shit back on point. It has to be a compromise. I'm more of a compromise woman.
No,
It has
and
to be a
I understand what you're saying, but from what I'm like, what I see out here, and I'm not saying this pertains to you, but from what I'm
absolutely.
seeing, is that women that they say that they want the 50-50 relationship. However, when they are actually in that 50-50 relationship, they don't really respect that man as the authority figure that much. It's like no, like,
Because he's the man that look, you the man, like
but
you the
you,
man,
but
so you handling man shit. I'm gonna sit over here and handle the woman shit. I'm gonna go back in the back.
no,
You do that.
but it's like if like they're like women that's in those situations are more likely to rebel against a decision that the man would make, even if it may be for the best of everybody, because it doesn't fit what they want. And I've been in that situation before because I was married in a
Right.
50-50 relationship. And there were times when I had things planned out and it worked. It was for the best for everybody in the household. But she
Mm-hmm.
went against what it is that I said because it wasn't the way that she wanted it. And she did it her way anyway.
So what was the point of even asking for your input on it? What
Right.
was the point?
It was no point. Like she was like, and I ended up like paying more than what I was planning on paying because she made that decision.
And see, that was a situation where you had already made the decision. You was already told to make the decision. That's a situation where I feel as though she should have been like, shit, he got this. Let me go on over here and do something over here. Like let him handle that. Like I don't have a problem with giving a man control. No problems. Long as I know and you know that you got this shit covered. Now, if you having a problem, let me know so we can fix this shit so it won't boil over and then it's too much for you to handle. Now you're going off the rails. Now we're fighting. Now we're angry because unexpected bills have come in because you didn't tell me about them because you was making this decision as a man. Now we have conflict.
Right.
It's more of a communication thing. Talk to
Yeah.
me. It's
I
communication.
agree. I agree.
It's
But then it's
communication.
like, because it's like this. Like I told you straight out how it is I want my relationship. It's a
Right.
lot of women that will listen to what I just said and they will scoff at it and laugh because they like, you don't like, it's like, even though they know that I would be okay, well, hold on, they know I'll be okay with,
Yeah.
with making the decisions because I'm living on my own currently. They still would be like, well, you don't make enough money even though you know what you're doing. Like they use anything and
But see,
everything to, they use
those
anything and everything to, like, rebel. You know
but
what I'm
those are
saying?
the type of women you don't want to be around. You don't want to be near or around. Just like I'm not going to be around a man that doesn't respect my boundaries. Like again, you're going to do something, that shit better work out, because don't look at me later like, well, it didn't work out the way I did, because I told you I've been in that situation where, yes, he made decisions and it really fucked us up. Like, no, 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 no. Why did you do that? Why would you say you're going out to buy a motorcycle when I'm in the midst of having a child that may be critical to my health, but you're going to go buy a motorcycle? Where was the decision making in that? No decision making was made. I was told on the phone, I just bought a motorcycle. Why would you buy a motorcycle? And the doctors, you just heard them say that this is going to be a very difficult birth. But you go out and buy a motorcycle versus doing what you're supposed to do it as a man and making me comfortable with this birth, because it is your child. So why would you go out and buy a motorcycle? And that was my key point for me to leave. I left. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. You went and bought a motorcycle and I'm pregnant 2 months. And they're telling me we don't know what's going to happen between you and this baby because of your injuries. We don't know. And you go out and buy a motorcycle because you said you're the man and you're making the decisions. What? Not another loan for a house, not something to benefit the kids, the family, or anything. It was just something to benefit yourself. So in that situation, like I have been that passive woman where, yes, you take care of this, yes, you take care of that, yes, and I will sit right here and I'm not, I will, whatever you say. And it doesn't work. You have to have some boundaries or some voice to be said. It has to be something.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think that both of our points are two examples of what doesn't work in those
Exactly.
instances of what we've said. So we have to, like, yeah, I learned from that experience for myself what I can tolerate, and you've learned from
Yes.
yours what you can tolerate. And so we have
Yes.
to build off of that instead of just, like, because sometimes I know that I do this and we shouldn't do this, where it's like a person, like we get in a bad situation or relationship and it turns out bad, and then
Hmm.
anybody that may fall into that category, possibly, we just
Hmm.
write them off even without giving them a chance.
And that's not fair
Yeah.
because you don't know. I approach every relationship differently, and most of my relationship lasted well over 5 years. All of them. They were long-term relationships. I've had a couple of short term, but I approach each relationship differently. This man has not done what the last man has done. Show me a reason why I cannot trust you. Show me a reason why, oh shit, this ain't gonna work out. You have to give me a reason. Once I see those red flags, oh, it's time for me to bounce. It's time to go.
Right.
It's time to be peace. See ya. But
Yes.
I'm not going to judge. Let's say if I was dealing with you, I'm not going to judge you off of what the last guy did. I can't. These are two different fucking people. You can't put these two people in the basket when they're two different folks. You can't. These situations you had with that person, you may not never have these situations with this person. And you can't judge this person off of what that person did. Like, that's not to say, don't forget those red flags that you did get from that last person. Don't forget that shit now. Keep that shit in the vault. But long as this person is not displaying those red flags, why are they getting jumped on and beat up for something somebody else did?
Right. I get you. And I
What?
totally understand. And I was while you were saying that, you said give me the reason, and it reminded me of that Luther Vandross song. You remember that?
Like, for real, give me a reason not to want to fuck with you no more. Oh, you on that? Oh, let me peace. Let me get.
Yeah.
Let me get give me a reason. If you ain't gave me no reason, why am I sitting up here acting a fool or acting, like it's a problem, and it's creating a problem where there is no problem. But then if you see these red flags and you keep going with it, going with it, going with it, going with it, like I did, I saw many red flags and I kept going with it, going with it, going with it, going with it until I said, you know what? It's time to dip. It's time to go. Peace. I got to get up out of here. So you have to make sure you live. What's the song? Live and learn. You've lived certain parts of your life and you learn the type of woman and demeanor that you would like the woman to have. Same as me. I've lived and I learned the type of man that I want to have. Someone chill. Hey, we ain't got no controversy. Let's sit up here. Let's watch TV. Let's order out some food. Maybe have us a drink every now and then because I'm not much of a drinker. I will partake in the marijuana, but let's kick it and let's be cool and not have controversy. Of course, we're going to have those instances where we're not going to get along, where you may say something that I don't like, or I may say something you don't like, or you may do something that I might, but that's when conversation must come in. That's when you need to start talking and seeing what's going on. It may be totally and interpreted wrong. Like, oh my God, you thought I meant that? No, what I meant was this, 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 this. And now that person is relieved because, oh my God, I thought you meant this, this, this. And it wasn't what I thought it was. I didn't mean it that way. I was meaning it like this. That's
Right.
why conversation is important to have with a partner or a potential partner that you have to have that conversation. Or what is the foundation? What are you on?
No, I get what you're saying. I have to break out.
Me too. I'm looking at, I got kids to get to school in the morning.
Yeah.
And we weren't expected to be on here this long. We always do this. Anytime
Yeah.
we get on here, we be on here way more than what we're supposed to be on.
Yeah. I don't have any kids to feed, but I got to go to work in the morning.
Oh, well, I have to get up. I get up every morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Got to get breakfast ready, get the kids out, come back. Then I try to do my little workout and do my little housework. And then by that time, it's time to go pick them up. So I get it. I want to thank you for coming in and listening to me. I am Mayday Mayhaim, and this is
Just Bob Bowman.
just Bob Bowman. Thank you for listening to our conversation. Please like, comment, share. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe
To
to
my
YouTube.
I put it in the thing. Subscribe to Bob Bowman at just Bob Bowman on YouTube. As you were saying it was scrolling across the bottom. It was scrolling the whole time we've been talking. Again, please like, share, subscribe. Everyone have a safe and healthy day. Make sure you do better than you did yesterday and strive for a better tomorrow today. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and make your own decisions. As far as the debate, make your own decisions. Don't be bullied into making a decision on the left or the right or the middle, whatever you're going to do. But I still applaud everyone to get out and vote. No matter who you vote for, please just go out and vote. So that's my saying. You got something, Bob? Because we finna get out of here.
I want to thank you again for allowing me to come up to your platform, and thank you for the kind words that you have for me. This was my second car accident this year.
I know.
So, and it's been very traumatizing for me since I was at the stoplight on both car accidents and got hit on both of them.
You need to stay from stoplights, stop signs, stay away from it. Like, what is Like,
Yeah,
please don't hit me at the stop sign. I gotta make a bumper
yeah,
for you or something.
yeah. So I'm just thankful to have this opportunity to come up here again and speak and to talk about certain things. And like I'm so thankful and happy that I understand my worth and my value as a person, and I
Absolutely.
can understand that I can consider myself a free man for the first time in my life and mean it, because I'm making conscious decisions for the best of for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful to be in this position. I'm thankful to be able to come up here and talk to you, and I can speak freely, but with
Hmm.
respect. Same with
Absolutely.
you. And so I'm thankful. That's it.
I'm very thankful too that we can have conversations, whether we agree or disagree. We can still have a conversation, and ain't nobody getting cussed out, called out their names, or not. It's just conversation. It's talking. What people do, conversation.
Right.
So, everyone have a great night. I'm out. I guess he said he's out. I salute you, sir. So, everyone, again, have a great night, and we'll see y'all next time. You're like,